the big story. Everybody's talking about it. We're going to continue to talk about it. We've got a border closure. We've got a port of entry that no one's allowed to. You can't use it anymore.
Immigration's so bad, we're not even letting people go through the other side of the border.
It's something that, I've been in Arizona almost 30 years, and I have never seen anything like this. I've never seen more people pour over the border, and I've never seen our government do less. So let's get you caught up to speed because Governor Katie Hobbs has spoken today. There's something called Arizona's Beach. A lot of you go to Rocky Point. It's 3-4 hours tops. It's the closest beach to Arizona. My wife and I love to go. We go all the time. It's very safe. Here's the thing. You got to go through a certain port, and it's the easiest way to get there. And you got to go through Lukeville, and they have closed that port of entry. I don't think it's ever happened before. Been asking a lot of people who've been down to Rocky Point. Does this ever happen? Nope. Okay, so what is the reason that it's happening? The Border Patrol, there's so many people that are sneaking through the wall. We talked about it on Friday.
I don't know why we say sneaking. They're not. They're brazenly coming to the wall with...
You're right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They're not sneaking. They are in broad daylight watching Cartel members use power tools to cut through the wall. And then while that wall, obviously, people just walk right through it. And then they sit there and they wait to be apprehended. And it is just a total disaster. Our Border Patrol's not allowed to do anything. When did we decide to act like this as a country?
I have no idea.
I don't understand because it's not like we did this. I know we didn't do this during Trump and we didn't do this during Obama. When did we decide to neuter the Border Patrol?
This guy has decided. And I told you that night, I think it was the second debate when he said, first thing within 100 days, I'm going to get everybody that's here a pathway to citizenship. And I thought, you rang the dinner bell. And everybody's like, no.
Okay, but
people would scream, it's open borders. You can't even pretend it's not even open borders.
Oh, it is.
They're opening the border wall.
Right. They're closing it for us to get into Mexico, which is the crazy thing. Let's say that I was in Rocky Point today. Okay. I can't get back to the United States.
Well, you can. You just have to go.
I'm not going there.
You have to go all the way to Yuma, right?
No,
or you have to go down to Nogales.
Right. Let me say this. When you drive in another country, it doesn't matter where it is, you want to be somewhat comfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I am comfortable with the drive from Phoenix all the way into Ajo, and then we go.
You get a nice rhythm. You know exactly what to expect, where to expect.
And then you cross the border, and you know what you do? You go 20 miles an hour. You crawl. And then when you get on the highway, you go the speed limit. And so I'm comfortable with that drive. I'm not comfortable going somewhere else.
No, I totally understand.
Okay. So I don't know when this country decided. Maybe it is. I mean, of course, yes. Part of it is Joe Biden.
You have to blame him. He's the guy that is the one who's sending down the marching orders. And these marching orders
but what did he change? Like, he didn't come out and say, hey, Border Patrol, we just neutered you. We just snipped you.
What
he
changed was he just tells them, we're not going to enforce any of these things. We're not doing it. Don't enforce. This is what we have here, and Mayorkas is a part of it. That guy needs to go.
Yeah.
How does he still have a job?
I don't, because they're doing what they want to do. So I think it's an embarrassment for the United States. I really do. For in broad daylight to have the cartel saw through the wall and have our Border Patrol agents on the other side just watch it because they're being told, don't do anything.
They put up string.
We found out they put string up.
That is the most
That's not a joke.
Thing.
It's not a joke. The cartel, the smugglers, are kicking our rear end and laughing at us. They're literally laughing at us. Allie Bradley, we had on from News Nation last week. The cartel, they were talking to her. They were laughing. They were flirting with her.
Calling her beautiful.
Yeah.
Calling her all kinds of things, talking about how they love her, all this wackiness.
It was what was it? They were what's the word? I can't think of the word. They weren't goading her. They were I felt like it was more of an intimidation move than anything else. Yeah. Mocking her. They were mocking her.
They're mocking our Border Patrol. Remember that? They're pretending that they can do anything they want. They're telling them, you're not going to do anything to us. You can't do anything to us. That's insane.
Governor Katie Hobbs.
This is a bad decision that impacts our border security. It hurts our economy because it's putting a damper on trade and tourism. Okay,
so trade and tourism. I can tell you from someone who goes to Rocky Point all the time, and we found this out last hour. There's a gas station in a place called Y, Arizona, right? And it's a little bit more than a gas station. It's a place that tracks how long it will take you to get from there to the border, because they're right next to the border.
So you go, you get your snacks, you do all that stuff.
You say hello to them. You say, hey, thanks for keeping us updated. They do $10,000 a day at that stop. They're not making a dime.
Nope, not now.
They're not making a dime.
And they're not going to make a dime.
No.
My assumption is I would like to think by New Year's they'll have this sorted out, but still.
No. This thing's got to be done in the next week. You got to open this thing back up. You got to figure out a way to open this thing back up. Listen, there's a big hole in the wall. Go fix the damn hole in the wall.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay? They have to, Chad. They have to.
They got how much string do you have?
I know.
That is the most insane thing. When that guy said that, we were speaking to a reporter from K-Gun and Tucson. He's like, "Well, they did put up string. Right. What does that even mean?"
Let me just say this. So, if you and I wanted to go to Rocky Point today, we would not be allowed to go. But if you're on the other side of the border and you want to sneak in, you can do that. If you're on the other side of the border and you want to take a chainsaw to the wall, you can do that and then walk in.
Yeah.
But if you and I want to take our passports and legally go into Mexico, where, by the way, guess what we would do? We would help their economy. Why? Because we'd stay in a hotel. Why? Because we'd use their gas station. Why? Because we'd go to their restaurants. Why?
All of the things that you would do anywhere else when there's a tourism boom.
Right. And there are people in Rocky Point. They're not. Listen, my wife and I love Rocky Point. We toured a women's shelter down there. Man, it is bare bones. There was no air conditioning. It was a little house. There were 13, 14 women in it. I can't tell you how sad it was. You know how they get funding? You know how they get money?
Tourism, probably. People come in there and they donate some money.
Yes, there you go.
And they're not doing that this Christmas season.
No, and I think that's awful. So if you're listening right now and you're saying, listen, I don't go to Rocky Point and I don't care about Rocky Point. I understand that. You don't have to go. I get it. There's something bigger here. There's two big things here. One, if you love people, right, you should feel bad for the people of Mexico because they can't make their money.
Nope.
We spend money there. So they're going to be hurting. Listen, I'm not going to be hurting. I'm going to stay in Arizona. I won't get to go to Rocky Point. I won't sit on a beach. First world problem, man. I get it. But there are people there that really need the funding and the money. The second part is this is a total disgrace for our government to allow this to happen. The world is watching, man. We're getting men from Africa.
Yeah.
All by themselves coming here.
Hey, did you see in San Diego, did you see the line of people from China? A bunch of men, right? Military-age men from China in a row. Yeah. They're coming from everywhere, and we're just kind of ushering them in.
Yeah.
Come on in. Sorry. Can we get you a drink while you wait?
Last one from Hobbs.
Governor Hobbs, will you deploy troops to Lukeville, Arizona?
So will you send the National Guard?
We're certainly in communication with folks on the ground, and we're looking at all our options. It's not something that they're asking for right now.
Okay. And Chad, before the show, you made a perfect point about the National Guard going down to the border, because some people are going to say, well, Hobbs should be sending the National Guard down to the border.
Nothing that you can do. What? Why would you go down there? They can't do anything. They can't apprehend anybody.
Right.
Maybe they could help in some. Well, here's the thing. If you're closing an area, what are they going to help with?
You're sending more people down there to not be able to do anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're going to send somebody, send them with a reason, an expectation, and a mandate. You're not doing any of those things. This is a joke, and I looked at the Biden administration and said, this is your fault. Yeah. Hey, subscribe to the Gaydos Chad Show podcast. Subscribe right now, your iPhone, your Android. Never miss any of the exciting show. It's the Gaydos and Chad Show podcast brought to you by King Lasik.
And go and look at it and find Allie Bradley's interview from News Nation that we did on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know you guys, I know we did a little bit at the beginning of the show Friday. Go and check that out. That is someone who is watching this happen, watching them saw through the wall, watching people pour over. It's incredible that they were allowing this to happen. All right, you know what? Let's keep this going, but with 5 spots.
Let's do it.
You mentioned it's Joe Biden's fault. I'm on with you. Obviously, I agree. 5 spot where we need you to call. Here's the thing. Call us if you're changing your vote from Biden to Trump based on the border. I don't know if there are any of you out there. I have no idea. I don't know what we're going to get. 277 KTAR. You're looking at this border situation. You're like, yeah, I voted for Biden the last time. I'm going to go and vote for Trump. We want to hear from you. Are you out there? Are there people out there that are like, you know what? This is becoming a top 5 issue for me. I'm seeing what's happened in Lukeville. It's just out of hand. And maybe you're saying as much as you hate Donald Trump, he's going to get your vote because of what you're seeing.
Thanks for watching Gaydos and Chad. Click to watch more and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.